Hi, guys! This is Glenda with AKA GK Fralin, a friendly community. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, I combed my hair the other way today. I used some of that dry shampoo, and then I fluffed it with a towel, and then I just decided to be different. The reason I don't generally go this way is because I've got a scar here that makes it want to go that way. And funny story on that one. Hairdresser never had met me before, but anyway, I had her cut my hair, and anyway, she was determined to style it. Well, she wanted to style it. I think I asked her to style it, probably. But anyway, she was determined. She wanted to do one of those, back comb things, or, where it goes. And I said, you're going to have one problem. And, well, she was selling me a product. I'll just leave it there. Anyway, I said, you're going to have a problem. She said, why should I have a problem? I said, if you look, there is a scar. And it makes my hair go a different way. And it doesn't like to cover up. The hair does not like hair covering it up. Anyway, you know how scars can do. They part the river. Anyway, she tried, and she used this, some kind of a powder. I mean, it's a powder. I still got it. I mean, I actually bought some of it from her. But it's a powder, and it's almost like it's more than hairspray. And even with that, she just fought. She finally did get it to cover with that stuff, but it was stiff as a board. And the other thing today, and don't get mad at me because it wasn't my fault, it just happened because I'm a klutzy person. I was making my tea. For those of you who saw me in the video yesterday, that counter where I was showing you what I made with my refrigerator pickles. Okay, that's where I was making my tea this morning. I know some of you already know what's coming. Yes, I had a full mug of tea. And I don't mean those little coffee mugs for the new ones. Or visitors. I mean the big 32 or 34 ounce mug. Anyway, I was getting ready to put the lid on, and the bottom slipped out. And it went everywhere. Not only the countertop, but, well, you can about imagine a full mug. It went everywhere. So I got and that floor in there, it leans. It's not as bad as it was since they fixed that basement wall, but it does lean. Anyway, so there's little rivers. I use rivers for reference a lot, don't I? Little streams of water. The dish towel drawer is almost completely empty. Yeah. Get that picture in your head. And see me, again, trying to clean that mess up, only this time with a bunch of dish towels. Because there was no way I was getting to the bathroom and back and still able to breathe well enough to clean it up with the oldest bath towels. So, but it got me to do a treatment right afterwards. I did use my nebulizer right afterwards. Okay, we have our first story in from Robbinn Russell. And there it is. Okay. Okay, now, this is something that I can relate to really big time. Here's a little experience we had as children. When it happened, us kids and my mom didn't think it was so funny, but we've had a lot of laughs about it over the years. My uncle had a sow get out, and it ended up having babies in the fall. And she stepped on one, and so he gave it to us to raise so we could butcher it in the next fall. That's not unusual, guys. It's not unusual at all. Well, you know, as kids, we made it into a pet. My dad kept saying, "Don't name that pig. We're going to eat it this fall," but we named it anyway. We called it Susie. That summer, she grew big enough that we could ride on her back, and she'd follow us around like a puppy dog. But when the fall came, my dad took her off to be butchered, and we just couldn't eat every time we had meat. Someone would ask, "Are we eating Susie?" So, I think she means her mom. Learn to lie that no, we're not having pork, just eat it. It's not Susie. But that is life on the farm. And I learned from then on, if you know you're going to eat it, you don't name it. And this is very true. So I remember naming a couple of pigs, but thank goodness Dad took them out and put them in with the other piglets that were growing up once they were big enough. Anyway, I can picture that so well, so well, so well. Anyway, that's Robin's story. And don't get all judgy. That is life on the farm. And especially for old ladies like us. Oh, and you've heard my story about Mama Sow's mean critters. Anyway. Alrighty, the rest of this day, well, my husband had to rescue this because I don't know how. Somehow I got this thing off. Anyway, it came apart. I got this thing off, and it was on the floor. I couldn't get the whole thing put back together all, and somehow he did. I just thought it was broken. I thought there was no rescuing it. So this was one of those days when I probably should have just stayed in bed. But before I let you go, okay, here's one little story that is for me. Because I grew up out in the sticks, out in the country, okay. If you know what kick the can is, okay, it is a game that, at least our version, it's played after dark, and it needs to be a fairly dark night, but you do want the moon out. You take a can and you make sure that it's got the label off, a used can, and you put it out in the yard. And whoever is it has to, I don't know, close their eyes or something, I can't remember for sure. But the rest of us just scatter, and we lay down behind a bush or anywhere, because it's dark. You know, we're not wearing reflectors, you know. Hopefully. Anyway, my sister and I both laid down behind the same tree. And we were being real quiet. But I felt her arm on my leg. And I said, "Paula, take your arm off my leg." Anyway, she said, I don't have my arm on your leg. And I said, something's on my leg. If it ain't your arm, what is it? Well, she must have looked down, because pretty soon she said, Glenda, there's a snake crawling over your leg. So we both just laid there. Or I did. She didn't have one crawling on her. Anyway, I just laid there, and neither one of us bolted. We should have, probably. Well, no, we didn't. Should have, but it was just a bull snake or black snake. I don't exactly remember which, but they're constrictors, but I was probably just a log as far as it was concerned. Anyway, we just laid there, and the thing kind of went over my legs. It took off somewhere. Oh, man. And then we got up and ran and kicked the can. So I don't remember anybody screaming. I really don't. I just remember laying there very still until that pressure was gone off of my leg. Anyway, it was funny to us. Probably pretty screwy to everybody else. But anyway, that's how we lived. We had black snakes and bull snakes, pretty common. Anyway, you know what? Yeah, the hair's kind of gone its own way again. I don't care. I have been really wanting to find a copyright-free chicken in the straw. Why is that so hard? But with YouTube, you got to be really careful. And I use their list, and I make sure there's no attributions needed, because otherwise I've taken my chance. But anyway, I wanted to open with those chickens doing chicken in the straw, but get what you get. I like the one we got, so. Anyway, it has been a wonderful day, in spite of me. We got through it. I still woke up. I'm still on top of the ground, so. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. And I love every one of you, and you know why. So, you just gotta give it out, you know? And I know what comes back, every bit of it, so. I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana, anyway.